today's video, we are going to talk about some inspiration that I got from RisaDoesMakeip. She just did a video about ageism and fashion and how those two things are making it harder for her to have her personal style work and where everybody is about people getting older and how they should look or how they should dress or how they should be. We're going to do a makeup look while we're talking about it, and we actually start with a different one than this. This is the Pretty in Pink look, and we're going to do kind of like a little exercise, and it's me babbling a lot today. And the reason why I did so much babbling is because I would like for you to babble in the comment section when we're done with this, because I want to start a conversation about the stereotypes that we are living under as getting older. It's a hard thing getting older, and there's things about our lives that change that don't even have to do with age. It just has to do with, you know, like taking care of older parents or illnesses coming up or kids moving out and going to school and marrying, getting other families. It's just like, it's a lot. We have a lot going on, and I want this to be a place that everybody can come to share ideas and get supported. And I'm looking to create a community of beauty lovers who are kind to one another and connect with each other through this crazy internet that we have, and talk to people from all over the world that are going through many of the same things that you are, that I am, that we all are sharing the changing of what it means to be over 50 or 40 or 60 or 80 or 70 or whatever, 100, 90s. All of us. We want to look and feel good. We want wellness to be a part of our lives. We want mental health to be good. And we're still caretaking too. So we're going to take care of ourselves. I'm going to be talking about that today. So stick around. I'm going to get started, and here we go. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'm so glad that you're here today because we are going to talk about stepping out of many of our comfort zones. We often turn to neutrals because they're easy. We don't have to think about it. You grab those palettes over and over and over. And then and the weekend comes and maybe you're going out for dinner, going to a friend's house or a party, or just being out in the world, like not working, or maybe you work on the weekend and you go out during the week. Everybody's got a different schedule. But when it comes time to sit down and not be rushed, not have to be anywhere at, very, very quickly, you're not like dashing out the door to get to work. Sometimes it's fun to play a little bit with makeup. And I think we forget about that as we're getting older. This was supposed to be not just making us look better, but making us feel better. And, I watched a video last night. If any of you, I'm sure that you all do, go watch RisaDoesMakeip. And she did a video on ageism. And I have been having the hardest time with this myself. I don't think of myself as what this number was going to be when I got to be this age. I still want to have fun. I still want to have a good time. I still want to be sexy. I still want to be pretty. And because I don't look the way that I did before, because maybe my face isn't as firm or my eyes are more hooded, there are so many of us that struggle with our self-esteem. And I think that taking time to play in makeup a little bit helps to see that you can still make bold choices. You can still try things. You can still make yourself feel hot and sexy and beautiful or cute and adorable, wherever you fit on that spectrum. I'm just noticing lately that there's so many people who are out there that are feeling like they're supposed to be put into a certain category because of the age that they're at. And I know a lot of us deal with invisibility issues. I really think that, just like Risa was talking about with fashion, I feel like, number one, our bodies have changed. We've got to start talking about menopause more and perimenopause and the things that we're going through. We need to open up the discussion because I think it's up to us to help those people that are coming after us make greater strides than even we are. And I'm not talking about looking at role models that have a personal chef and a personal trainer and $1 bazillion. I'm just talking about regular people like me and you who have regular lives and have just sort of like found themselves in this situation. Like my husband and I will watch TV and we'll be like, wow, that actor got really old, or what, there's just something that we noticed. We talk about how many years ago something was, and it's like so many more than like we thought it was going to be. I just want to say that all of you feel as beautiful on the outside as you are on the inside. And the great thing about being our age is that we've made a lot of the mistakes already. Looked back at photographs of ourselves and wanted to just fall over with laughter. Like every time I see myself in shoulder pads or a really puffy sleeve or just something that doesn't fit my aesthetic anymore. You guys notice that we're black a ton. I just like it. I don't know. I want to have a good time with makeup. I want to find ways to feel pretty. I want to talk about what it is that makes us feel so different all of a sudden. Because I feel like, I don't know, during COVID, did we just like not see anybody? And so like none of this was happening. Anyway, Risa did her video about how there just aren't a lot of places for her to shop in her style for people our age. And that means not walking into like Forever 21 or, whatever those stores are now. And I get it, except I feel like it all depends on where you are in your social circle, in your family, what your friends are doing. And I just want to say, we will be talking about ageism. We're going to talk about getting older. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to open up the discussion and know that you're not alone. I'm going to start putting makeup on and we'll be here all day. I'm going to put on this Say primer because I loved my little tan the other day. I find that when I'm not feeling good about myself and I'm having a hard time looking in the mirror, losing those few extra pounds, getting everything to look more firm, looking into getting treatments done. Sometimes just having more confidence in the looks that you are creating for yourself, in your aesthetic that works for you, is a good thing. I'm going to challenge everybody to, at night, before you take off your makeup, or as you're taking off your makeup, give yourself like 10 minutes to play with an eyeshadow or something, because it's the end of the day and it doesn't matter, and it'll be, before you wash up and do all your skincare. I was looking through my palettes and I'm feeling very springy right now because it's 60 degrees in the Chicago area and it's February, so hallelujah. And I pulled this out, and this is the Retro Glam palette from Natasha Denona. As you can see, it's a really nice springy color story. It hasn't gotten a lot of use from me. Why? Because I'm a neutrals freak. Because every single time I reach for an eyeshadow palette, it's in the taupey, beigey, silvery, black kind of look. So I think we're going to go with like a really fun color story today so that you feel like you can pull out, and this doesn't have to be this palette. I'm sure you've bought a color palette that you're like, how in the world I can ever wear this? Well, you got to start somewhere, right? So I'm going to play. And if we wind up with a good look, yay. And if we wind up with a bad look, who cares? I'm staying home tonight. My husband and I are going to order in some food, and it's just a good time to play. But what I want to just say to everybody is that it may feel like the whole world is under 30, and every advertisement that they throw our way is for like a wrinkle cream. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is in here for us, not in here. And when I hear and see somebody not liking the way they look because they're getting older, it makes me so incredibly sad. We're going to use the Prada because why not? It's a great face of makeup. It's here. It's available now. You can buy it in the UK. You can buy it in America. It is great for all types of skin. Now, this is fairly matte for me. I'm more of a glow person than I am a matte person. And I think that that has to do with wanting my skin to look youthful. And wearing too much makeup, like a mask, is the easiest way to look older. Your outward appearance is not matching what's inside. So I'm going to tell everybody, no matter what foundation you're going to grab, take something that has maybe a little bit more coverage. You can absolutely put some of your moisturizer into it and mix it in if you want this to be a thinner formula. You can do a primer underneath it like I just did to get a little bit of color. You don't have to put foundation on your whole face. I find that around this area, I get the most like redness and irritation or whatever it is during the day. So like here, I need more. And then like on the perimeter where the sun has just left a mark, I need a little bit more. But generally speaking, you really don't need foundation on your whole face. We put it on to even our skin tone. We don't do it to cover up everything. That's what concealer is for. So I am really going to go in for a very light wash of color. I want to see this really pretty bronzy primer underneath. And I'm probably going to go over it again too, just to, I don't know. I liked the way the tan looked the other day. I haven't been tan in years, for real. So it was just kind of fun. I'm just taking the smallest amount here on the tip of just a flat brush. And it's just a good way to spread out the product. Now, if you know where your problem areas are. Like maybe yours is your forehead, or maybe it's between your eyes. Maybe you have dark circles. Maybe this is starting to fall down like mine is. Whatever it is, just make sure you're going in, giving it some coverage. Nothing mask-like. Just something very thin. As little as you can get away with using is how much foundation you should use. Like, just because I put that much on here, it's better to throw it out and look cute and good and not mask-like than it is to waste a teeny bit of foundation. And then once you get to know a foundation really well, you can start to adjust the amounts that you're using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side of my brush because it's just a little, like, I don't know what it was supposed to be for. It's one of the oldest brushes that I own. I am going to go in and just do a little bit of stamping where I have sun damage, where it bothers me, where I can really see it. And I just want to even out the skin tone over there. And if there's anything showing when I'm done, I can go over that with concealer. This is a good thing to do. Again, getting to know what feels good and what feels right for you when you're not in a rush, when you're not in a hurry, when everybody's leaving you alone, when you have some time to yourself, and not before you go to like some really big deal event. It's not when we want to experiment. It's when we want to fall back on the things that we know are making us look good. So you can see that I still have that glow underneath, but my skin is fairly matte right now. I am going to take Glowy Super Gel. I'm going to take a tiny bit of this on my palette. And you can use any primer, liquid bronzer, anything with a, warm up your skin kind of a feel. I'm going to take a different brush this time because I want to be really strategic. Sorry. I'm looking for a certain brush, of course. I am washing my brushes this weekend. It's happening. Okay. I'm going to take some of this Glowy Super Gel. I have to look again. Glowy Super Gel or Super Glowy Gel. And I'm going to start kind of carving out where the sun hits you. Think about standing outside and it coming down on you this way. It's going to give you some up here. And this is not bronzer, guys. This is just glow right now. This is meant to just kind of become a part of your foundation. I would much rather have this, and I'm just showing you this way because it doesn't have to be an underpainting situation. You can go in, follow your curves on your face, raise things up a little bit. I like it when the sun kind of hits me here and then goes like this. And I'm not putting on a ton, just sort of making this color that works really well for me when I'm super pale. And I'm kind of altering it a little bit, not totally, but somewhat. And this is something really good to experiment with. See what foundations look the best on you. Like to go like a half and half. Experiment. Okay, and everybody can see I still have foundation left and I'm not feeling possessed to just mush it on. Retro Glam. I picked out a couple of blushes from Phytosurgence. They're going on vacation, guys, so if there's anything that you're going to want very, very soon, I'm recommending that you place an order. I'm going to be using Simmer today, which is this gorgeous pink color. And probably a little bit of Fervor just for, I'm guessing this. So when I take a look at this palette, and I'm going to put it over here so that you guys can see it. Let me scoot over for a second. There are some really nice neutral shades in here. If you look at the last one in the second row or the second shade in the bottom row, those are really good places to start because they're colors that are not going to be overwhelming to you. So I'm going to take my Angie Hot and Flashy A503, which is great for hooded eyes and for getting your crease in. If it's your first time here, welcome. I would love to have you subscribe. If you have a good time today, please give me a thumbs up. And you guys know you can go to Instagram. I do really fun stuff in my stories. I'm going to start doing some behind the scenes things and talking into it and, you know, creating a dialogue. And I also always put when I've posted. So I'm taking this neutral color, the one from the bottom row and the second one, and I'm just going to sort of make windshield wiper motions that don't go past about here. When you're getting older, usually your eyes start to get hooded. This skin up here gets more lax and is coming down. So if you normally have a hooded eye, it becomes a little bit more hooded. So you have to just change your positioning. And I like to look into a mirror. I know that this area over here I'm going to want to use because I've lost lid space here. And I also love going out this way because it just gives me room to play and to show off color. What you want to make sure you're doing is looking straight into a mirror like this and making sure that when your eyes open, that you can see that color as well as you do over here. And you don't necessarily have to go higher. You just have to, whatever you have that you want to push back, that you don't want people noticing as much, is to make it dark. And I'm just going to bring a little of this here because I like to start to create my shape right away. Now, just because this is how I'm using the palette doesn't mean that you have to use the palette this way. I'm just showing when you feel a little bit intimidated, go for what you know. And there's no rule that says oh, you can only use this one by itself. Pull out whatever you have that makes you happy. I have all of the Dior, these Dior palettes. I know they were discontinued and they're in the middle of making them again, but they're the save my butt kind of palettes. There's a cool one, there's a warm one. They come out with a different one every season. But the shadows in here, although a little powdery, they can bring a look together when you're struggling. These are I've got a ton of them. These are the Save Me palettes. This is the big one. It's called Warm Neutrals. I know it's redone. It's slightly different, but that's basically it. And these are just great shadows to throw in with other things. This is the copper. That was limited edition. They changed the name of Cool Neutrals to Smoky Neutrals, I think. Anyway, these get you out of trouble. It's nice. Nice to have and nice to know. All right, so we're carving out. I think that, you know, when you turn 40, it's kind of fun. Everybody who had, you know, turned 40, we went to so many parties, and a lot of people took beautiful vacations, and it was very social and fun and festive and exciting. And it was just sort of like, you know, your kids are still running around the house and you were on the go, and yeah, you're making 40 look great. It was like that. And then you kind of hit 45, and then you start getting the dreads and getting just that feeling like, ugh, I'm going to be 50. And all of a sudden 50 was like this big number. And when you get past it, it's even weirder. I just don't think that we should be, let me get you closer. I'm so sorry. I just don't think that we should be beating ourselves up because we're getting older, or holding back on doing things because you don't want to be judged as somebody who's, you know, trying to look young or whatever. The great thing about getting older is that you're getting more comfortable in your own skin, and you can do things, you can try things. And who cares who says what or feels what way? I'm going to go in with a blender brush from Sonia G. And I'm going to need to make a little color decision here. I know I really do want to get into these greens with some of the pink, because I think it'll be really pretty together. But I see 2 or 3 different kinds of greens in here. And I like to kind of stay in a monochromatic pattern when I use color. So I think in order to get what I'm looking for, I'm going to have to go all green at the beginning. And I'm just going to start with I think I'm going to go with more of this sagey color and not the lighter color to start with. So I am going to go into the color Sage, aptly named. Always tap off. And I'm just going to put this on my mobile lid. Look at that color. Like that's a lot of color for me. I know you guys have seen me in some colorful looks lately with the palettes that have been coming out, but I'm a neutrals gal. And I'm trying so hard to start incorporating more color because I think it's fun. I want to have fun. All right, well, this one on's really easy. And I just did my mobile lid and kind of pulled it out, since this one I want to do with everything. And going with the other eye. I'm wondering what struggles people are having. Risa was talking about the fashion. I wrote a blog article. You guys, I'm moving my stuff hopefully this weekend to a new website so that we can do the blog together. But I wrote a blog post about feeling invisible and that I see you. I do see you. I hear you. I respond to your comments, your DMs. And I think everybody's going through this change, this time of our lives where, you know, those darn kids kind of thing. It was very, very strange. Like, there are certain things that hit me. Like, we celebrated my mom's birthday in November. And, well, only one of the kids was here because he's still in high school. It's just strange when you get to this point, because you're like, how did this happen so fast? It happens. But we are not at the end of our journey. I'm going into this marlin color over here. It's calling my name. Kind of like that it's got a little bit of really pretty pearl in it. And I'm just going to go right here. See what happens. Struggling with clothing? Are you struggling with your identity? Are you struggling with finding something to do, a hobby? A lot of people at this stage of life move. They move to new places with better weather. It's a time of change. This is just a very fluffy 04 Wayne Goss brush. He was my gateway to brushes, and I held back this time, and I didn't purchase the brand new Sonia G just because I purchased the last one. And you guys, good brushes are good, but I am trying to budget first and foremost for skincare. If you would like to see me do my Sunday self-care, like in my bathroom, comment down below. I'm happy to do that. I do it every week. I'm going to take a little bit of fringe just right next to it. I'm just going to use the same brush and just kind of blend that safety shade that we put in. Love green. It's just, this is a green that I've struggled with. I'm going to go, oof. You know what? I'm going to calm this down a little bit, and I'm going into flutter with my finger. And I'm just going to go right over, I like it all over the lip. Everybody has different taste. It's nice to know, you know, that there are people out there who, I think it's important for us that we know that we're not alone, which is kind of the opposite of what I just said, that we're older, we don't care as much. I'm going to go into Maxi with a little fan brush. I think one of the hardest things that we go through as women is that we are the ultimate caretakers. And we are constantly doing for others and kind of depleting ourselves. As a mom, you know, obviously I'm still a mom, but as a mom with a child living at home, it's much different than when your kids leave. And all of a sudden, this role that you had, it took up all of your time and then some, is here. You know, it's here. You know, we have to start talking about the fact that there are no advertisements for us that isn't like, you know, adult diapers or wrinkle cream. I know I always say that, although now they show like somebody like Kendall Jenner with, you know, airbrushing, and she doesn't have a pore on her face when you're looking at her, or let alone a wrinkle. We have to start normalizing the whole women are changing in this stage of life. And we have to start lifting each other up again. Because the one thing that I've definitely learned, feels good to talk with other people who are standing in the same shoes or have stood in your shoes. I'm going to take this pink in the middle, this light pink. I'm going to go out here. You know, I'm hoping that this channel will give people the opportunity to have a good time and learn makeup and, you know, get some looks and reviews and such. But I think bigger picture, like why we go on to watch, I mean, why I go on. So I want to see what other people are doing. Or I want to see a certain product in action. Or I want to learn something new. It's strange because we're like the last generation to know life without technology. The blessing and the curse of today. See how I have all this lid space over here? It's just kind of fun to use it for something good like this. Okay, I don't love the fact that there's like no depth going on here. And I'm going to try to get it in this palette. And if I can't, I'm going to pull something else out. So I think I'm going to go into jazzy. Because my sister and I always say, like, let's jazz it up. Let's see if we get kind of a smoky feeling. I'm just not getting the kind of like shadowy depth that I was looking for. In this whole thing, sometimes it's like really hard to talk about how we're feeling, because admitting that it's difficult for us, or that it's like you think you look a certain way and you go to the mirror and it's not what you're expecting. I think we need to give ourselves some grace. And I think that we owe it to ourselves, this is an A501, to, going into Bell, speak our own truth. My truth is that I was a full-time mom for a long time. I've also taught for such a long time. Before I was a mom, before I was a wife, before any of that, I was a teacher. What were you? Did you have a different identity? Did you go from being a kid to being a grown-up and then all of a sudden like, oh my God, you're here? I really want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What's affecting you about aging? What's affecting you about how you feel? Where are you on jeans and bathing suits is like the worst thing in the whole world. I'm just blending this to see where we're at. I'm still not getting like that smoke. It's better. You need something deep to anchor your look. I usually don't do this until the end, but I kind of want to see how far we are. I'm liking this. This is kind of fun. I like the peekaboo of pink. There is this color that I am like dying to incorporate, and if it ruins the look, it ruins the look. I'm going to put it here. Not where I have my deepest color, but like next to it as like a transition. I want to make sure that our comment section is always really supportive of other people. I don't have patience for anybody who's mean. I really just don't. This is going to be a place that people can come and feel safe to share their ideas. My God, I hate this look. That was the whole point of this exercise. I want you to do things that you hate. I want you to experiment and develop your personal style. This palette is a great palette that I have used before, so I know what happens with the shimmers that are in it, and I knew what was going to happen, and I knew I was going to absolutely despise it. I'm hiding all this. I go back to like my comfort zone a lot of the time. I'm going to show you what my comfort zone looks like. This is the infamous Tom Ford Nude Dip. It's the wet dry formula, so you can use these wet or dry to vary the intensity. But this is like the taupe color story of most people's dreams. I cannot tell you how much I've used these two palettes. It's like time for a new one over here, but this is Glam on top. Is that right? No. Glam is on the bottom for you guys. And then the top is I Need a Nude. Here's my comfort zone. Of course I wear color. You guys have seen me wear color. But everybody has to have a palette that they know, like 100%, that they love it and they can get a good look every time. And it's fast. And I know I told you that we were playing. Just using a concealer brush to go into a Painterly paint pot from a MAC, so I can blank out the veins on my eyes. And remember, when you're priming, prime all the way where your shadows are going to go. I really think the only reason why I use this is because I feel like it like does double duty for me with kind of canceling out any purple that I have because I have cool toned skin. Some people's will look greener if you're warm toned. And it's not supposed to be perfect because obviously eyeshadow's going on top, but I just find it to be one of the most inexpensive and easy primers out there, and you can get it at Ulta. So that's easy. What I'm going to do is put together a look that I know I will feel good in. And I know that that wasn't the of going into retro. We are always giving comfort to other people. And sometimes you just need to be able to feel pretty and you need to know that you can do it. What I think we're going to do today is what I'm going to call the Pretty in Pink palette. I think that there are so many fun, pinky, permanent palettes that you don't have to struggle to get. I feel like the last few videos that I've done, you've had to, kind of scramble to go buy something new. Well, everybody's got pink in their palettes. I picked out a couple of them. I've got more. If you want to see swatches of anything, let me know. This is Guerlain. And it is really a beautiful pinky palette. And you've got that neutral in there to anchor the look. It's a guaranteed look. It's like almost like painting by numbers. These are so good. This could be my favorite palette ever. I have a hard time committing. Quads are nice. Quads are easy. Quads fit in your purse. Quads are easy to travel with. Something to keep in mind. The YSL palettes that have come out are so beautiful with such an amazing formula. Let me swatch all these for you. This one definitely has, I'm trying to go a little bit more so you can see it, but the beauty of this is in these topper shades with these other pinky colors. It is just very beautiful. This is the number 400 palette, Babylon Roses. And it's pretty much everywhere now. Like, I feel like things have calmed down. These are so cute how they have like the little leather case, and I don't know, there's something just kind of like young and sporty. I saw it today. They have a bronzer, which I need to go look at in person because it looks very warm, and I really just don't need any more bronzers that are too warm for me. So they also are doing a powder in, I think it's like 10 different colors, but I haven't seen it yet in person. Also, Linda Hallberg, LH Cosmetics. This might be one that you're not familiar with. I'm actually going to do a whole video about her. She's an amazing makeup artist from Sweden. And she comes up with the most gorgeous color stories. This one's called the Bloma palette. And the shadows are just, I won't swatch the whole thing, but I'll just swatch a few of these for you. Look at that pink. And then, she'll give you the matte that you need, but then also completely surprise you with color. Her palettes are just little cardboard with the mirror. I noticed today they have free shipping, and why that's so important is because when you order from Linda, if you don't use, like, I think it's DHL, but whatever the service is, the fast shipping, and I'm putting that in quotes, she uses something called slow mail, and yeah, it's aptly named. So just beware. It is one of those things that I feel like is always worth paying for, but she's got free shipping right now, and I'm going to grab a few things while I'm there. Palette that I picked up that I really haven't had a chance to use yet is this one from Hermes, and it's a pinky color story. I will swatch these for you. All of the Hermes palettes are laid out with like 3 shades that I always feel like really make sense together. And then they throw you for a little loop. And I think that's cool. Like, I don't know why this feels like neutrally to me, but having that brightness, I mean, you can use that as a blush. What a beautiful blush that would be. It looks like there's like a skip on here. It's actually a little scratch. Sorry. But these colors are just so beautiful. And I don't want to use like one palette because I don't want everybody to feel like they have to go buy a palette. But I will tell you that Majestic Rose is readily available in stores. It's permanent. You'll be able to find it. The Hermes one, it's around. It's not sold out anymore. This is the Petals one. It's everywhere. The number 400's been stocked. You can find it at like every store. And this one you can get with free shipping right now. So check out LH Cosmetics. She's really got some cool stuff. Her Instagram's amazing. She's so incredibly talented, and her lip things are, I can't live without them. The best lip products probably that I own. All right, so we're gonna make a look, something fun. I am going to start, I think, with the YSL one because I feel like it's got some nice mid-tone colors in here. They're pinks, but they're, you know, like they have this one over here that's a nice start. And I'm just going to take this on a brush, and I'm going to start to hit that brow bone. I also think that by doing pink today and calling this Pretty in Pink, I can remember a period of time, and you watch it with your kids. They all go through phases. And you watch them kind of going with what the crowd wants. We would do our makeup and have the things that we had because our friends had them and we wanted to be part of, you know, the group. And I think once, I don't know how long it takes, but for me, it was in my 40s. I just started to feel better about, you know, just standing on my own 2 feet and, you know, having accomplished a lot of good things. Isn't that a pretty, just lay down color? And that's this guy over in the, sorry if I'm blinding you, up at the top. Just a really nice shade to like start with because it's just got that hint of pink, but also sits like as a neutral. It's a good safe color. And then I think we go through a phase like where we want like love interests is what I'm saying. I am going to take a half fan brush, go into the darker shade in the YSL, and just start to wing this out a little bit. I think once, you know, we get through the, you know, new to the dating scene kind of thing, I think that's kind of who we do makeup for. And then, you know, you get some, at least in my case, I got married, had a child, and I didn't want to look like, you know, like a mom, you know, like you wanted to be the cool mom, but not like the mom from Mean Girls and not the second Mean Girls, the real Mean Girls. Just deepening this up here. These are great brushes from Scott Barnes. I don't know if they're still available, and I don't even know if he has a company anymore. It's like I go on the website, I don't get what's going on, I don't understand. He'll come online and say that something's coming, and then I go on and I can't find it, so I don't know. This is just a plain brush. This is just got nothing on it. You just want to blend. I think now the person that I do this for is me. And I think that when you get to a place of peace where you're no longer feeling guilt-ridden if you gave yourself 5 extra minutes in the shower because somebody was going to be needing you. I'm going to go into a different palette since I'm like sitting here just going into the YSL, and I said I wasn't going to do that. I love the sparkly pink shade in the Guerlain. I'm going to go into that to go in the center of my lid. I do this for me now. And certainly my self-care Sundays are for me. I want to feel good. I want to feel pretty. I don't want to feel like an old maid because I'm not one. And I don't think that anybody can tell you how to feel. I know a lot of us struggle with our weight, especially in this perimenopause, postmenopause phase. Like you do the same thing that you did 10, 20 years ago, and it's like not working. Some of us have had surgeries and illnesses and things that kind of take us off track, or we are taking care of so many other people. We don't have time to take care of ourselves. I would love to share what my self-care Sunday time looks like with you guys. I'm even happy to do it on an Instagram live. I can't go live on YouTube yet, but let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. It's my day that I usually almost always do it, unless like we're, at a thing, whatever we're at. I'm going to this pink shade next to here. It's just kind of like a ballerina pink. And I'm going to go here. Just sort of start to build out that darker color. I don't think things get easier for us as women, but I do think that we get wiser. And I do think that we know how to help other people. I keep saying women, and I just don't mean just women, because that's not who we all are. See, that in and of itself is part of the problem. All right, we're going to take a different palette. Let's take a look at LH. What do you have to offer us? Ooh. I think I'm going to go into this matte. I'm going to start going underneath my lash line first. Now with pinks, you got to be a little bit careful, guys. If you're the kind of person that starts to look sick with pinks, tone it down with a brown or cool it down with something else. Blend it out with another color. Like this color right here on me is looking sick. So even though it's a color that I love, like when it's up, this is not working for me here. I think I'm going to go back into the YSL. And that first color that we used, that matte, is a great blend out shade. And it will make this look less sick and more intentional. Nobody does this perfectly, guys. It's a whole, crapshoot. I don't know where the word is that I'm looking for. I'm going to go into the deeper color here. and see if I can. I'm going to use a finger. Really want to get some depth over here. See how that just came together? Just like boom. And her video really affected me. Risa's video. And I have my own style. And I'm usually very boho. I'm always wearing like a flared bell-bottomy kind of a pant. Some kind of, flowy poncho type of thing to keep warm. And I've developed my own style over time. And I'm sure you've developed your style too. And the nice thing is that we have to just please ourselves, right? I want to just intensify the sparkle here with a couple different shadows. I want it to be very twinkly, very fairy princess. Because we all should want to be a fairy princess, right? I know I keep going back and forth here. And I'm probably doing that because I did this video too early. I should have had some answers going into the first color. I started thinking about it, and this is not like a 1 second, we're going to solve everything kind of thing. But I do want to check ourselves, and I need to check myself. Every time I go into this area, I'm telling you guys it's so wrinkly and it's falling down and whatever. Like, I need to keep those thoughts a little bit tucked in. I try to express them because I don't want people to feel alone. In a very weird way with technology, we've been able to connect with each other living in different places. I've been talking back and forth with someone from Germany. I mean, when would I have the opportunity to do that? We together collectively can tackle problems. We can crowdsource ideas. We can find beautiful makeup that's fun to put on. But I really want the channel to be more than that. I want it to be a place of peace for people and a place to belong. I am going to use some of these shades in this Hermes one. Taking this like kind of beigey color. And I just want to sort of go on top over here. Just to make sure that brow bone like is lit. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this darker color and just tap just right on the spot that's coming forward so that it looks like it's being pushed back. You can use a brush for this too. I'm such a fingers person, and I feel like, especially when I'm dealing with like weird areas on my face that have changed, it just works better with the fingers sometimes. I'm still not liking that bottom lash line. So I am going to have to blend something darker into it. I'm going to go into this deep dark shade here. I think what kills me is knowing that people feel alone, even when they're around other people. It's not about being an introvert or being an extrovert. It's about confidence. I just don't think that at this point, all of your confidence should be coming from how you look or how your body's changed or what the lack of estrogen and all that in our bodies is doing. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't slept through that in a very long time. I always had a hard time falling asleep, but now I'm having a hard time staying asleep, and it kind of sucks. What sucks for you? There's a question for the comment section. In all seriousness, what I am trying to say is, what are your biggest challenges right now? Is it work? Is it family? Is it have to do with you don't know what to do next? You're stuck, self-esteem, feeling invisible. I have no idea. Like, I'm just trying to throw things out there that I think are probably happening in a lot of places. I'm going into this super sparkly color, second in the row, and I'm going to really push that. Oh, that is just beyond gorgeous. Beyond gorgeous is how I want everyone here to feel. And I think that when you feel good on the outside, I feel like it makes you feel good on the inside. And this all may be, you know, a giant weird thing, you know, that this is what we're into, and, you know, this is how we connect with each other. I'm going to go into that matte with a little bit of the shimmer down here. I think this is going to be better with mascara. We're going to put some mascara on, and then we're going to finish it up. I think I really want to know what, I guess I am going to say, you know, what's wrong? How are you? How are you not? Where is your stress? What do you do to alleviate that? What are some things you want to work on personally in the next year or whatever? I mean, I want to do like a book club on here. I think that would be really fun. And I think that we could, you know, do something with each other that's a good time. All right, I have to, let me put mascara on, I guess, and we'll do this, and then I'll show you. I'm definitely using that today. I'm using really easy to find, I hope, makeup today for people, except for the Hallberg. I'm going to put mascara on. Anybody want to guess which one? I have not done concealer yet. What I want to do is go in with my color corrector real quick. Live tinted. I'm only going, and I'm looking into the mirror like where my shadows are. It like makes such a huge difference, like already. I don't always use this concealer with it, but today I am going to because it's nice and liquidy. I think it'll be good. I'm just going to put a few dots. Super small amount. You want to make sure that you're really only going where you see darkness. People who have a trough, we can definitely work on that. The best concealer brush in the world. Angie Hot and Flashy. Oh, that's my golden retriever. Hi, boo-boo. This is Sunny. Hello. Hi, what are you doing? What's going on, you little cutie? And can we see him or no? Come here. Oh, come here. Are you talking? Oh, you are? You're saying things? Oh, you're talking? Oh, let me see if I can point the camera at you, you cutie. Hello. Hello. He's hard to see. Hello. Hello. You came up. That's so nice. That's so nice. I love it. I love it. My dog opens doors, and he's a little bit of a kook. We have these giant scratches all over our doors and walls because he pushes things. Like, we have to keep doors locked or he'll just go like into the garage, or it's crazy. We had a golden retriever for like close to 13 years, and we had to, after surgeries and trying a lot of things, we needed to let him go and be in a better place. And this little monster was from the same breeder and was born the same week that we lost our dog. I want to try this hot pink. And we took him home the weekend that everything shut down, like it was St. Patrick's Day from COVID. And that's like when school ended, and all of a sudden we had a puppy. There were no paper towels to be found in the world, or Lysol spray, the things that you need when you have a puppy. And he was pretty old when he had been alone for the first time, which is crazy. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Blush Beauty Wand in the color Pillow Talk. Yes, I'm sick of the Pillow Talk stuff, but this color is fabulous. What I do is I push just a little bit, and then I twist it closed so that it doesn't dry out and I don't take too much. And I'm going to dot a few dots on each side. It's a really pretty color that a lot of people can use. And I'm just going to take that and bounce it. You can start to see where this is just a really flattering and fun look. And I know I said I was going to do my mascara, but I got sidetracked. Isn't that a pretty color? Like the way that it just, I don't know, just brings out goodness in the skin. I want to show you guys a little trick. Get everything done here with the blush. I like to make it a rule never to go past the middle of my eye with my blush. And I try to focus it nice and high. Like this. And then I kind of go like that. Tiny bit on my nose, a tiny bit on my forehead. We've done like no bronzing yet, or we did, you know, the underneath bronze, but no bronzer right now. I really want your input. This channel can be whatever we want it to be. And if it's about looking better and going through the struggles, I'm in. Nobody knows what goes on behind anybody else's closed doors. I'm going to take the color Rosé, which is available, easy to find, not limited edition. It's one of the blush bombs from Chanel. And I prefer this to Charlotte has a blush one, and I just saw it came out in more colors. That's very glowy. I like to be able to control my glow. Sort of separate it from my blush. Like either it's a blush or it's like kind of glowy, but having both is kind of hard. How pretty that is. I think what we need is some liner. I think liner is going to anchor this look. Let's do a very easy to find liner. This is the Stylo Ombre et Contour in number 8 Rouge Noir. And this is like a very deep eggplant liner or mascara, or liner or eyeshadow stick. I use it in my waterline. This gives me such full, gorgeous lashes because what I'm doing is I'm tight lining in between all those lashes at the same time that I am going in my waterline. And I don't do the bottom yet because no matter what, you're going to get some transfer at the beginning. And I take it off with a Q-tip and then put the color on that I want on the bottom waterline, but I gotta give it a couple minutes to kind of set down. I've had all these questions like running through my head, and I encourage everybody to go watch that video. She's like a real hip beauty YouTuber, and she's been doing this for like 8 years. Take a listen. Okay, we're getting the drama here. What I do is I kind of use this to like push the lashes up and back a little bit. But when this starts to dry, you are out of time. This does not build well on itself unless it's wet. Those like little tips. I mean, I'll be able to comb through this a little bit. See the difference? It like brought the whole look together. I think it's fun when you go to do a look and you have like a color in mind or a palette that you're excited about using because you just got it. Sorry if you can't see this. I'm putting my mascara on. I had done some of her videos on fashion, and I guess Chico's wanted to partner with her, and she refused the money because she doesn't really shop there. And she talked about some fashion YouTubers that she watches and tries to find inspiration from. But that, you know, she's done some cooperative things with Walmart, but most of the stuff that she found that was good was not in store. It was on sale. And it has nothing to do with if anybody here shops there or, you know, that follows her shops there. It's just not her style. I've been ordering stuff online, and there's some websites that I really enjoy. So I just want to make sure I'm nice and dark down at the bottom. But boy, does that bring a look together or what? I am normally a very nude lip person. I like this kind of thing where it blanks me out. But I'm going to put a little on today. I want to see if the new Charlotte looks good with this, because if it doesn't, I'm going to go with this. So here's our options. I'll put a little over here. This is nice and sheer, but brings out some pink. This is 90s pink. The 90s was like 15 years ago, right? Okay, so we got that one. Those are the two so far. There's one more. This is one of the new Pradas. So we have the Linda Hallberg, the Charlotte Tilbury, and the Prada. I'm liking this one. We're going to go with the Linda Hallberg. Free shipping! Free shipping. This is called Goldstone. Okay, greatest, best kept non-secret in the whole world is the Sephora gel liners for your lips. They're so good. When they do their sale, it is 30 off no matter if you're rouge or whatever other level you are. You get 30 off, and these are already cheap. This color is called, I usually wear Sink or Swim. It's like my favorite nude. This is called Bellflower, and it's the one that I always do when I'm doing pinks. The 90s one that I got from Charlotte Tilbury has its own liner. I bought it. So I overline slightly here, just on the vermilion line. I'm not a person that wants to like give up the peak, but people do that to create a shadow to get a bigger look. If you go here and make it look like it's coming down more, It usually looks really nice. And then I go into the corners. And then we have my resting bitch face trick where make a little smirk and put a little bit of liner there and tap it. And then when you're just sitting, it looks like you're sort of smiling instead of looking like a bitch. It's great. Okay. Let's put it on. Goldstone. And these are the power of a lipstick, the look of a glossy color, and the feel of a fabulous balm. And it's not heavy. It's hydrating as you cannot believe how hydrating. I have so many colors of this. I've not been disappointed. She has 2 new ones that are sitting here in a cart because this is what I do. I make carts. And then I push send and away it goes. I did just order the new Victoria Beckham cleanser. She came out with a dual cleanser that she made with a very famous esthetician. So I'll be doing a review on that and I'll do a full look with her. Oh, speaking of, when I'm putting on makeup without you, I have this, this used to be in a drawer, but I moved it to one of my bins from my school. I like to kind of embellish with something sparkly from this box, like when I'm going. This is the color Tea Rose. It's one of the really, really beautiful lid lusters from Victoria Beckham. I mean, could she have prettier packaging? It's like tortoiseshell. It's gorgeous. I want to take a little bit of it just right here on my finger. And I'm going to go right here on that area that I wanted to push back. It's always such a good finishing touch for me to take one of these and just sort of jazz it up a little. This is a lot of lip for me, by the way. Like a lot. I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of lips. It's a lot of lips. Okay. Oh, I want to show you guys something else. So Dolce & Gabbana, their company used Shiseido for the entire time that they've been in existence to create their fragrances and deal with their beauty line. And I stumbled upon this amazing powder that I'll show you at some point, and found a bunch of the Shiseido stuff still on sale at Harrods. So if you are interested in looking at their powders and blushes and whatever's left, I would go there. So they ended their contract with Shiseido, and they have put Dolce's brother in charge of the beauty line. And the first thing that they came out with was Devotion. And there's a Devotion fragrance, which I did not purchase because I've only worn one fragrance pretty much for a long, long time. And they did a highlighter that even stole my heart. This is their first, like, kind of big deal thing that wasn't just a matte liquid lip, which, like, I have no interest in. So this is what it looks like on my finger, but that's majorly swatched. It looks like fairy dust on the skin, like youth dew. And this is a special formula that has, it's It's called an oil in powder. And you can kind of see that it's, you know, very glistening, and you really do get like a nice amount with this. And it comes with this little brush. I don't want to ruin the heart, so I always like go on the sides for it. You don't need a lot. At least I'm not a big highlighter person usually, but in this case, it is so pretty and does such a nice job of creating light it's just so delicate and beautiful that it's just it's not like, it's like a highlighter for people who understand that they don't really like it. I don't know. It works for me. It's beautiful. It comes in this little bag, you know, in a box and stuff. I will tell you that I sent one to a friend also, and they both came broken the first time we ordered. So just be gentle when you do, if you do order it. It's one of those really special things that like I've been taking out lately that I really like. Well, let's see where we're at here. We messed around with the palette and got really ugly, and it was fun, and it was a good exercise in seeing that nobody's perfect. Nobody comes up with a great eye look out of nowhere. It takes practice, and getting to know a new palette is really important. I'll put on my bronzer while we're talking. I really want everyone, I'm just going to use my Gucci today. I love my Gucci. My Gucci #1. First of all, could anything be prettier in the whole world? Like sitting out, you know, like in your boudoir. This is some fancy stuff. Like I love the color. I love like the filigree on here. I love the design that's on the back of this. I love that this has a little secret compartment with a spare brush in case you need it while you're out. I've not used mine yet. This is #1. It is so nice and rosy and beautiful and soft. And I love to do like a nice fluffy brush and just go where the sun would hit me. I think that video the other day really got me into bronzing things up again. I'm anti-winter today since we had a 61-degree day. Like I just keep going. We're going to get a blizzard. It's going to be a polar vortex again. And I didn't really contour at all. Not in the mood. A pretty in pink can stay pretty in pink. But this is the final look. I will do a little cleanup, and I want to do an inner corner highlight. Okay, so I did my cleanup on my eye lift, and now I'm doing sharpening that from the bottom lash line up, just to give yourself that little lift. And then I kind of tend to re-blush at the end. I like it up high. And how pretty is the foundation, by the way? We didn't even go in with concealer. Except for under my eyes. Because we use the kind of pressing and dotting. And you know what? This is a perfect look for just going out to dinner with friends. I just feel like it's just sometimes picking a color is so much easier than being like, what do I do? You know, like we've created a monster. We've all this stuff. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what I want to put on top? Bikini by Victoria Beckham is like my favorite lip gloss. So I have like 20 of them. Like different purses. I'm like eating my hair or the dog's hair from when I came over here. We're a golden retriever family. There's a lot of hair in the house. Okay, this is Bikini. It's this fun pinky nude that I think goes with everything. And I'm looking at this lip and it's just like too much for me. So I'm going to tone it down and make it look even poutier by lightening the center. And it doesn't have to be a sparkly shade, because this is not, to give yourself a juicy lip, a bigger looking juicy lip that's like gorgeous. Here's a close-up of the finished look. Guys, look how we brought it out. We did it. Okay, let's wrap up my really confusing and chaotic video. The most important thing to me is that we are a strong community that takes care of each other. And I think the way that we can do that, and it's almost easier to do it like within the comment section, because people can't see you talking. You don't have to, they don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you. And it gives you a little bit more freedom. I think sometimes people don't realize that when you come to somebody's channel that it's like coming into their house. There's certain people that like you to take their shoes off at their house. I'd like people to check their meanness and attitudes at the door because I can't put up with it. Life is way too short. I want to know what your struggles are. And you can get as detailed as you'd like, appropriately. Job, friend, family members, illnesses, weight gain, menopause, not sleeping, kids at college, figuring out who you are, having an identity crisis. Or maybe you've overcome something or have begun to overcome something and you have a suggestion for everybody. My Sunday self-care was a really purposeful decision that I made, where no matter what I was doing for everybody else, I would make time for myself for one small beauty ritual during a very busy time in my life. It helped tremendously. I looked at it as my time. I could watch whatever I wanted. If I wanted to watch something while I was doing all the masks and everything, I could lay with, my eyes closed and wonderful eye patches on. Whatever I wanted to do during that period of time, it was mine. And I don't think that I'm going to apologize for that. I think that we all deserve that time, even when you're still busy taking care of other people. So let me leave you with this question. If you could change something, not physical appearance or anything like that, but like if you could change something in the world, a belief that's held or a norm that you want to break, social mores that are just like out of date and don't belong in our conversations anymore, and that we need to get past those things. What are we not talking about that needs to be talked about? Because we could talk about a whole lot of things while we're doing makeup. I'm ready to start a Facebook group if that's something that people are interested in, but I'm not going to do it until we have enough people who really are. And until then, let's use the comment section of this video to talk about the very serious ageism or struggle in any part of your life that you think there's some commonalities. I mean, from, you know, no, people hate talking about it, but like from money to family members or illnesses, your own or somebody in your family, talk to us. Please talk to us. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you need. And I really hope that this can be a really constructive and good place of peace. I don't want people arguing with each other or bringing each other down. We can debate things in a positive way. I'm not saying we all have to like think exactly the same thing. Just be kind. Anyway, I am going to go have dinner with my husband and call my son because I don't even know what day it is right now. We're in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff. A good friend of ours lost her father, and it's just been a tough week. So maybe you're dealing with loss, grief, all those things. I'm not going to end on a down note, though. I started out looking pretty rough at the beginning of this video. I did not get a great night's sleep last night, and I like to come on here barefaced because it's the makeup. You know, it's, oh, I want to do my inner crown highlight. It's the makeup. I want to use the Dolce Gabbana and tie in the whole look with that highlight with a different brush. Just a little tiny, just a little bit of light. And I can also even go right there, right behind my lashes, just to get that extra little pop. Ooh. Play with your makeup. Think about stuff. Try new things. Message on the video, please, 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 please. I just, more than anything, really want people to connect that need to connect. So, this was a lot, but I just want to leave you with this. You're not alone. The things that you're feeling are more common than you'd think. It's just stuff that people don't talk about openly, honestly. This new job that I've put myself in, like, I never spent this much time looking at myself. It's horrendous. It's like you could just pick apart every part of your face and lift, you know, I get it. Like, I'm there. When I was a teacher, it didn't matter what I looked like. It was just, you know, keeping my hands clean and some lip balm on. But this has always been my little passion thing, my project, my ongoing love of all things beauty. I don't know why. Obviously, you're here because it's the same. So let's find out a little deeper what is going on in each other's heads and see what we can do about it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things, become part of our family here, and give me a thumbs up. It really helps. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Have a great day. Bye.